Hello, welcome. In this episode, we're going to factor trinomial of the forms of ax squared plus bx plus c. And this time, a, even though it's not a zero, it's not necessarily one. Okay, in the previous episode, we worked the case that a is one, but in this case, a may not be one. Now, we still use the same game board to play this game, but we're going to have a little extra work. For example, three have to consider three. Okay, three is equals to 1 times 3. It also equals to -1 times -3. And you can also switch orders, right? 2, which is the constant term, +2 here. +2 is equals to 1 times 2. Of course, it could also equals to -1 times -2 in different order. But that's about all the options we have for this particular question. So now we're going to do the trial and error, just like what we did before. Okay, you always have to try different options. Suppose we use the first case, 1 times 3. 1 times 3. And the 2 is equals to 1 times 2, 2 times 1, whichever way you want. So if you want to try 2 times 1, why not? 2 times 1, then you have if we do the cross multiplication, right? We multiply, cross. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. 1. So 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 does not match the +5. So this option, 2 times 1, doesn't work. Okay, 2 times 1 doesn't work. So we have to try other means. We have to try other options. So 2 times 1 doesn't work. How about 1 times 2? 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. We made a perfect match. With that, a perfect match is being made. We don't have to try anything else. We can stop. And then we're going to focus on making the, composing the factors. On this row, on the first row, we have 1. The first number is 1, so 1 times x. The second number is a +1, so it's going to be +1. The second row, the first number is a 3, so we're going to write 3 times x. And there's a +2, so it's a +2. It's a +2. So our factors are made. Okay, factors are made. Okay, so we can put that factor in place. And we got x plus 1 times 3x plus 2. And of course, we can check our work right here. Okay, FOIL. X times 3x, that's going to be 3x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 1 times 3x is 3x. 1 times 2 is 2. So in the end, we get 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. So we have factored the given expression. We call it trinomial. So let's look at the second example. Okay, in the second example, we have same thing, right? 2 is equals to 1 times 2, 2 times 1. You really could try all these options, 2 times 1, or you can also write it as -1, -2, and -2 times -1 if you wish, right? Sometimes you don't really need to list all of these, but just for reference, right? If one doesn't work, you can try something else. 15, you actually need to see it's a negative 15, not just 15. So negative 15. Negative 15 is equals to, it equals to negative 3 times 5. It also equals to 5 times negative 3. So you can switch the order. It equals to 3 times negative 5. Or negative 5 times 3 in different order. It also could equals to negative 1 times 15. It could also equals to 15 times negative 1, and you can have them in different order. Okay, so there are more options. So we're going to start trying. So 2 is equals to 1 times 2. So 1 times 2. And let's try the option of negative 3 and 5. So I'm going to put a negative 3 here and 5. Okay, so 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And 1 times 5 is a 5. Okay, we got lucky this time. And the sum is negative 1, and negative 1 matches the coefficient before x. Perfect match. So we got our factors. Okay, we're lucky this time. So the first factor will be 1 times x minus 3. The second factor would be 2 times x plus 5. Okay, so we got our factors. And of course, we're going to check our work. So we're going to put our factors in place. And here we got x minus 3 multiply 2x plus 5. And check our factor. Okay, and so we're going to FOIL it. So get 2x squared plus 5x minus 6x minus 15. So in the end, we get 2x squared minus x minus 15. Factor. Okay, and checked. Okay, so let's look at example number 3. Let's look at example number 3. Example number 3. Check it later. 2 has all these options, right? 1 times 2, 2 times 1, and all of that stuff, right? So 2 equals to 1 times 2, right? So you don't have to write out all of them, but let's look at 15. This time is a positive 15. Positive 15. Positive 15, of course, it equals to 1 times 15. It equals to 3 times 5, 5 times 3, negative 3 times negative 5, right? So negative 3 times negative 5, negative 5 times negative 3, and so on and so forth. There are all these options. So you can, then we start trying. 1 times 2, we start from the simplest. And which option we can try? We can try 1 times 15, right? 1 times 15. And then we do the cross multiplication. 2 times 1 is a 2. 1 times 15 is a 15. And 2 plus 15 is a 17. 17 does not match the 11. So this option doesn't work. So let's try 3 times 5, right? 3 times 5. So we have a 3, we have a 5. 2 times 3 is a 6. 1 times 5 is a 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. And 11 matches the positive 11 right there. So we found the perfect match. We're going to make our factor. So 1 times x plus 3. And over here is 2 times x plus 5. Okay, so we got our factors. Of course, we're going to check our work. So that's x plus 3 times 2x plus 5. Factoring is really a process of trial and error. So, but as you are doing more, you are going to get better and faster. And you probably don't need to make this table, right? You can just do it quickly, but do try and practice. So here, let's finish checking this work, right? 2x squared, wait, 2x squared plus 5x plus 6x plus 15. In the end, we get 2x squared plus 11x plus 15. Perfectly factored. Okay, so let's look at another example. Okay, example number 4. Okay, suppose we have a 9x squared minus 4. Okay, of course you can use special formula here, but I'm going to show you, you can also do it without the special formula. Okay, or you're not sure about your special formula application, you can try this as well. So the matching term is going to be 0 times x. Okay, so 9 is equals to 3 times 3. Okay, negative 4 is 2 times negative 2. Okay, cross multiplication, 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus positive 6, that's a 0. It matches the 0 perfectly here. So at this point, you're going to make the factor, which is 3 times x plus 2. And the second factor will be 3 times x minus 2. So the factors are found. And of course, you can use the special formula, a squared minus b squared. Okay, so 3x plus 2 times 3x minus 2. Okay, so check your work. And of course that you can just, oops. So we're gonna FOIL, and you can FOIL by a plus b times a minus b, and you're gonna get a 9x squared minus 4. Okay, using the special formula, is okay as well. Okay, so because we recognize this is a squared minus b squared, which equals to a plus b times a minus b, right? So that's example number 4. That's example number 4. Let's do one more example. Example number 5. Example number 5, we're going to try this one, which is 5x squared. Oops, 5x squared plus 16x plus 3. Okay, so we have a 5x squared, and 5 is equals to 1 times 5. Negative 1 times negative 5, of course, in different orders, in whichever way you, and 3 is 1 times 3. 1 times 3. And we do the cross multiplication over here. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 3 is 3. And 5 plus 3 is 8. It doesn't make the match. Okay. So how about we switch the order, 3 and 1. So we put 3 here. 1 times 3 is still 3, right? So 3 equals to 3 times 1. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 times 1 is 1. And now we made the match. So we don't really need those. And we're composing the factor. Okay, so that's going to be x plus 3. By this time, I think you should be pretty good already. Okay, so 5x plus 1. So we got our factors, and the factors are going to be x plus 3 times 5x plus 1. And of course, you can check your work by FOIL. And we're getting 5x squared plus x plus 15x plus 3. So in the end, we get 5x squared plus 16x plus 3, perfectly factored. Okay, so that's all about factoring ax squared plus bx plus c form trinomial. Thank you for watching.